Grand Awakening, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today I would like to discuss with you some very confusing and deceptive archetypes gifted us by the Roman Empire, and more specifically what is now known as the Vatican and Roman Catholic Church. Here on one hand we have the archetype of Satan, the adversary.
I am the reason why you're an asshole.
What?
Blame it on me. You can do fucked up shit and you just say the devil got in you.
And then here we have the archetype of Lucifer, the dawn bringer, as in pitch black darkness, and then boom, there's light. The angel of light, bringer of knowledge. The snake in the Garden of Eden. Now remember that before Judaism and Catholicism, the snake was a very prominent and ancient symbol of knowledge and enlightenment. But the way, in the hands of the Roman edification, while they're spoon-feeding poison to their babies and indoctrination, they pervert and change the narrative. Y'all heard about fake news, right? Ain't nothing new. How do you control a civilization? The Roman Empire, for example. If you control the way a person thinks from birth, you control what they will do. So here you have, before we go on, you have to understand what the Roman Empire was. The Roman Empire started somewhere in Italy, right? Or Sicily? It doesn't matter where it started, but it was like anything else. Not like that. And how did they get so big? They went into their neighbor's yard, killed anyone who could fight back, stole all their shit, raped a woman, and took slaves. As a matter of fact, and they just kept doing that, but as a matter of fact, as the legends, or so his story goes, as the legends of Yeshua, or Jesus, which, by the way, if you follow Latin and try and trace back how he got this name Jesus, I think the closest thing you will find down the rabbit holes is the word jester. For Yeshua, or Yeshua, or even in Judaism, Joshua, means the Lord saves, or take away Lord, God, or the one, the creator of everything, saves. But jester is like a joke, a trickster, a jokester. And that's what they made him. That's what they made of us. I myself was born and bred, raised on my knees in the Catholic Church. If you want to know a little backstory to this incarnation. I was an altar boy. I went to Catholic school. I was into it. They had me hook, line, and sinker. I was the baby. They were spoon-feeding bullshit, and I was like, this tastes like shit. And they're like, it's some good shit, bro. So the Romans are hunting the Christians. They are torturing them, beating them, publicly making a sport out of killing them, crucifying them. And then one day, Constantine decides, I guess when he's losing a battle, you can Google it yourself, that if he wins this one battle, that he will turn the entire empire to his version of what he deems acceptable of Christianity, now known as Catholicism. Copyright the Jesus story. dictate, redact, and edit what their version of what he told them to do, and that's where we get the Bible from. Working outside my brain, it's hard to catch memories, but it was never mind, you can find it yourself. Constantine had this whole thing for hundreds of years where they would get together and decide what books were allowed, what books weren't allowed. And even at the time when they turned the whole empire into Catholic, there were other people who didn't agree with them, called the Gnostics. Like, we call them the Gnostics, but I don't think they call themselves that. But anyways, just for reference, there were what we call now Gnostic Christians going around with other books that Constantine in that Council of Nicaea, boom, my brain came back in. Anyways, at the Council of Nicaea, things were decided, things were debated by men who decided that religious books were either allowed or not allowed. This is men choosing this, not a white-bearded ska daddy that said, "Poof, here's a book. It's true." No, that's not what happened. What happened is these murderers and rapists and thieves, terrorists essentially. The Roman Empire was what it was because they were fucking terrorists who, if you dared, as I am now, speak out against their authority or do anything that they did that they didn't allow you to do, they would fucking crucify you in the middle of the main road to Rome. As an example. Anyways, these are the people we trust when we talk about archetype, or when we think or talk about Satan and Lucifer, and they say it's the same thing, but it never was and it is not. In fact, most of the garbage that people in this world society believe about Lucifer is not even in the Bible. It's from Dante's Inferno and other legends and stories that men just made up. There's no eyewitness to any of this stuff. But we have blindly trusted, because we were babies. We didn't know any better. We trusted our parents, our grandparents, or our legal guardian. We trusted they knew what they were talking about. So when they shoved this crap down our throat, we bought it hook, line, and sinker. And if you can control Sigma, dark Sigma, if you can control the way a person thinks, their spiritual edification, the way their mind works, if you can define their definitions, you can control what they will do. So the Roman Empire, who is saying, "Do as I say, not as I do," is controlling people to what, essentially? I'm pointing to Lucifer now, because what Lucifer was and is, before the Catholics got their hold of the Dawnbringer, it was a goddess of love, Venus, the Dawnbringer. What Lucifer represented as the most beautiful angel was the greatest light, which shines in the darkness and exposes the evil. You have evil in pitch black dark. Lucifer sheds light, and now all can be seen. The church wanted you to listen to men. They did not want you to listen to the archetypal part of yourself, the light within yourself. So they made the snake bad, they made Lucifer Satan, and they tricked us all. This is part one. I'll come back for part two, because there's a lot I want to do with this, because we have all been deceived, and this is not an attack on you. It's their lies.